Welcome to the SwimSwam podcast. I'm your host, Coleman Hodges. Joining me today, I think it's fair to say he's a distance legend now. He's a two-time Olympic gold medalist in the 800 and 1500, giving us show-stopping performances and really bringing it home those last 50s. Today, we're sitting down with Bobby Finke.
Hey, Coleman, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to get you on again and to talk to you about how the last month or so has gone. I want to start off with recently you just went to an age group meet at I think it was that at your home club team?
Yeah, it was over in St. Pete, North Shore Pool.
Okay. Can you tell me about that experience and just what it was like to go home, to meet kids and for them to show off your hardware?
I'm not gonna lie, it was amazing. It was really fun. I counted for two girls in their 800. Know them pretty well, so that was pretty exciting too. And then just taking pictures and signing stuff for a lot of little kids. It was like putting the medals around my neck again. It was such a great feeling because I used to be in their shoes once, just asking for autographs from a whole bunch of well-known people, and I just hope I inspire them one day to do the same.
Was there someone in particular who you got to get their autograph, who you wanted their autograph, who you looked up to, and or got to be around?
The most the biggest autograph that I have in my memory is getting Garrett Webergill's at the Long Center when I was either 8 or 10 years old. I went with my best friend up to him sitting in his chair next to, I want to say, Randy Reese, and he signed both of our backpacks, and that was really cool for me because he was from the 4x1 relay. So yeah, it was pretty exciting. I'm just a little kid, hey, can I have your autograph? And then he gave it to me. So yeah, it was really exciting.
That's super cool. And maybe one day you'll get on that 4x1 relay too.
I've been teasing Caeleb to race me in the 25 throughout the whole training trip, and he hasn't done it yet. So I think he's a little scared there. I hope he hears this.
Dude, we've seen your closing speed. I mean, he's got the start, but we know you have the finish. So I think it's anyone's race.
I might need a couple second head start,
Yeah. I was talking with my boss Mel yesterday, and we're talking about this podcast, and he was like, "I wonder what Bobby's best 50 free time is." Because we're because he came home in 25.7 on that mile, that's serious speed. So I looked it up. Do you know what your best 50 free time is?
It's 25 something, I think.
It's 25.4.
Yeah.
Do you think you could go
kind of recent too? That was when I was 18 or 17.
Yeah, I think it was from 2018.
Yeah.
Do you think you could break 25 right now?
I hope so. I really hope so. I don't know. The start may slow me down. I might just have to do it from a push, to be honest with you.
Do you think Nesty would let you go and practice? All right, today we're just gonna do a 50 free, warm up, 50 free for time.
I think I've asked him so many times for a get out swim. He has never budged. So I'm not too sure. But I'm gonna keep asking for one.
That's a good strategy. Who doesn't love a good get out swim?
Yeah, they're exciting. I don't think I've ever gotten to do one once. So I'm just one day. He has to. He has to.
One.
Just one.
Seriously. Okay, so I'll get a little serious now. Now that I'm done teasing. So I want to take it back to heading into trials. you made the world's team in 2017, right?
Mhm.
In the 1500.
Yeah.
And then were you on
Yeah.
subsequent
Yeah.
international teams after that?
I went to Pan Pacs in 2018 and then had to pull out of WUGS for 2019 because of my wrist.
Okay.
And then 2020 obviously didn't happen.
Yeah.
So 2021 was the next one.
So you were, you had made this progression of being on these international teams. You'd obviously just broken everything short course wise. So heading into these trials, how are you feeling about where you were at with long course and handling that pressure of qualifying for, now the Olympic team?
So I'm not gonna lie, trials was probably way more stressful than the actual Olympics were. I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to make the team just because of the short course times and everything. I was able to go the past 2 seasons, so I was putting a lot of pressure on myself, and I think it showed a lot within 800. I kind of like psyched myself out a little bit. I wasn't swimming my own race. I was swimming everyone else's race. And that got to my head a lot. And I knew I was due for some time drops, especially in the mile, since that was from 2018 as well, the 1448. So I knew I was going to drop in that event. But the 800 I dropped in 2019, so I wasn't really sure where I was going to be in that. But I got the job done, thankfully, made the team, and that was a lot of pressure off my back after the 800 and the mile. I was just trying to have fun and try and finish the meet off on a good note.
Yeah. So backing it up to day one, you started things with the 400 IM, which you were the reigning national champion in. But I am curious as to, was there a discussion of swimming the 400 free versus the 400 IM, or was it pretty much like, no, we're going IM?
So yeah, kind of. So in 2020 SECs, 2020 SECs, my 500 was a lot better than my 4IM. So in 2020, I probably would have done the four free instead of 4IM. But then this past SECs and NCs, my 5 free was like not the best, but my 4IM was pretty good. So that's where I made the decision to go for the 4IM instead of the 4 free. But for like future meets, I don't know. I'll still probably toss it up between the two.
Game time decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So for a schedule like Worlds, where I think the 400 free is at the front of the meet and the 4IM's the back of the meet, would you swim both?
Probably. I'd probably try to make the team in both. If it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't, I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. Like at trials, when I didn't make the team in the 4M, I honestly didn't really like care too much. I was just trying to get into like meet mode and have fun with the race, and I still did a pretty good time. So I was pretty happy after that. But yeah, it's not like my main focus, but it's something I just like to have fun with, really.
Yeah, 400 IM. It's a fun event.
It's easier than people think. I swear it is. I
swear. Yeah, I don't. Maybe if you do the training that you do, then it's
just can't sprint the fly in, and you're fine. Just don't
okay.
Sprint the fly.
Fair enough. I mean, like you said, it was a good. You put up a really solid time in the 400 IM. You were just trying to get into meet mode. After the meet, seeing how you did in the 8 and the 15, we're kind of like, I kind of want to swim the 4. Kind of want to see what I could have gone in the 4.
Not at trials, no. I think I was still in the 4 IM mode there. But after the Olympics, I thought about it a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know if people might find this weird, but I don't think I have the endurance for the 4 free as well as I do for an 8 free, because it's two completely different gears you're using. So I'm not sure if I have that kind of endurance for it, but only time will tell.
So that's a good point. I think that's a fair point to make. So we were talking about this podcast yesterday, and it's like 25/7. Like, I don't think anyone in the 200 free came home in 25/7. And if you think about it, it's like, well, they're in a totally different gear. So
Yeah.
it's like you're pretty much sprinting 150, and then it's really hard to do 25/7. Whereas like you're kind of in third gear, relatively for a while, and then bump it up to fifth gear, right? Is how do you prepare for that, or like, is that something you practice in training? I don't know if we've seen that in your races before. I guess you did it in the 400 IM at NCAA's, but maybe we just haven't seen you run people down like that very many times before. Do you feel like that's normally how you swim your races? Is just you have a lot of get up and go that last 50?
No, it's definitely new to me, except in the 4 IM, but I think that's just because I'm using like different muscle groups like every 100. So I still have a little bit of energy left for that last 100. But for the mile, not really. I kind of normally have some pretty bad closing speed, especially the American record from 2020 SCCs or whatever. I came back in like 25.3 or something. And that's like the pace I was holding for the whole mile if you just add a flip turn on the back of that. So my closing speed's pretty bad until this past games. But the one thing that like definitely helped me with that is I changed my stroke on the last 50. I kind of just went into like a sprinter mode stroke, what I do for 50 free. But yeah, kind of just like swinging my arms around and everything, just like flailing in the water a little bit, but like not too bad. Definitely attributed to coming back a lot faster.
So is that something you worked on between trials and the games? Is that something you were planning on doing or knew that you had, or is that kind of a heat of the moment, like, I'm just going for it?
Yeah, I was kind of just going for it. I had in the beginning of the year, our coaches, Nesty, Jan Bluth, Ceranic, were all just like yelling at us constantly to be able to switch gears. And I had that playing in the back of my head a lot for that 800. I had Steve just yelling in my head, just telling me to switch gears and everything. So, but no, I really was not planning on it. It kind of just happened after hearing it so much. And yeah, I was just, there was a gold medal on the line. I wanted to do everything I could to try and get that.
We're having not raced a lot of those guys maybe head to head before, heading into that last 50 of let's focus on the 800. Heading into that last 50, were you confident that you could pass them, or were you just kind of like, okay, here I go, we'll see?
Oh, no, not at all. I after like 10 meters, like pushing off the wall and a couple strokes, I noticed that I gained a little bit of ground on Romanchuk. He was like really the only person I could see on the last 50. There's so much water everywhere. But I just noticed I started like slowly creeping up on him over the whole course of the first 25. And then I think with the 25 to go, I was not necessarily equal, but like I was definitely a lot closer than when I was at the flip turn. So that was just like a big motivation boost. And I had a lot of momentum going into that last 25 to try and get my hand on the wall first.
Did you see Greg at all the whole race?
I saw him in the beginning for like maybe the first 400 or so. I saw him, but then after that, no, I didn't see him. I think we were like maybe next to each other again. So because he was so far, he went out like 152.
Right.
Yeah, he was like body lengths ahead of everyone, so he was pretty easy to spot in the beginning. But I think when we all caught him, no, I couldn't see him at all.
Okay, but you kind of knew what he did, or have you watched the race since? I mean, because yeah, like you said, he was just, and
Yeah,
then like the whole race, everyone was kind of trying
mad
to catch
props
up.
to him for that. Yeah, going through mono and everything like that. Mad props to him. That was special. Yeah, that was a heck of a race for him. It was really good.
Yeah,
I kind of want to know what he'd do if he didn't have mono. But, yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, it would be fun to see. But I mean, to get silver in the 8 and
Yeah.
then bronze in the 10K, like, geez, dude. Jeez.
Yeah.
So so that 800, obviously it's your first Olympic Games. What is it like to do prelims finals of an 800, especially the prelims, just knowing, okay, I want to swim fast, obviously, to make it back. I don't want to swim too fast. Is that a challenge for you, or is that something you've got pretty dialed in?
So going into the 800, my only goal at that point was just to try and make the finals. I wasn't sure what it was going to take, but I knew it was going to have to be a best time for me. So I was just trying to race the guys next to me, and I was going all out except for the last 50. I realized because I saw that I was like third, so then I was like, okay, this should be good enough to make it back. So I shut it down a little bit the last 50. Even I still had like a good last 50 split. It was still like 28 low, I think. So it was still pretty good. And I was just after that it was doing whatever I could to wake up in the morning for the finals because it honestly sucked. I'm not a morning person in swimming, so I was just doing everything I could to wake my body up, and for that, which paid off. So
What were you doing?
so I woke up, I stretched, and then I took a warm shower for like 10 minutes or so, just standing there trying to move around a little bit, and then I stretched again. Then I went and got breakfast, and then went to the pool and stretched again, and then did like my normal morning meet warm up. So there was a lot of stretching going on.
Is that more dynamic, static? Yeah, are you sitting there? Or are you trying to, like, moving, stretching a little bit more?
No, I was just sitting there. I did the same stretch every single time. It was our normal, like arm forward, arm backwards, scissors, all that kind of stuff. Especially with my legs. My legs always have a hard time in the mornings. I was working out a lot. Um, yeah, just a lot of static stretching, just a lot
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, obviously it paid off. Was it also, you had two sleeps between prelims and finals, right? So it's like you
Yeah,
swam prelims one night and then the next morning had the final.
yeah, that was nice. That was pretty nice. I think trials it was only one. I think that helped a lot with like the recovery part of the first 800 or mile. But getting to sleep was pretty challenging. But yeah, I mean, I was pretty grateful for those two sleeps. They were nice. They were good. They were good to me.
What was it more challenging, getting to sleep right after prelims or right before finals?
Um, right after, yeah, prelims, right, definitely right after prelims, because I got back probably both times around maybe a little before 11, maybe, and then I was pretty fortunate enough. I didn't have to wake up early the next morning. Like the guys in the 4 a.m. or 4 free, they swam the next morning, which that that's rough to do because they didn't get back until really late, and then they were the first event, so they had to get up early. And yeah, that was pretty rough. I was pretty fortunate for that, but props to those guys for doing that.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. I mean, it seems like the Tokyo schedule is kind of all over the place. Or
Yeah.
I guess that's the an Olympic schedule, right? So then how much, how do you remember how much time you had between the 800 final and the 1500 prelim?
I think it was the next day at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems right.
Yeah, I think it was the next day at night, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but man, the schedule's just everywhere. Not completely sure, but I'm pretty sure it was the next day.
I gotcha. Did you feel like that was a quick turnaround, or did you feel like you had enough time to kind of settle in and get what you needed to get done?
So after the 800, I gained like a lot of confidence just from being able to finish and stay with the guys. So I wasn't too stressed out about making the finals for the mile. I was just going into it with a confident mind, just telling myself, I could do this. Just hang with the guys and just get a spot. So I think that helped me a lot with like the recovery mode of the 800. I wasn't stressing about anything. I was just having fun, watching a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Been hooked on that
Great
show.
show.
Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't stressing about too much or anything. So I think that allowed my body to really just recover itself properly and yeah, just have fun, really.
Yeah. I guess this is I totally skipped over the gold medal part. Like you won the 800, you passed everyone on the last 50. It was just watching it was like, what the, are you kidding me? It was so exciting. What were your immediate reactions? Did you know that you had touched first? Did you see your time first? Did you see your place?
I knew I touched ahead of Romanchuk and Wellbrock, but I didn't know where Polchineri touched. So I knew I got a medal. I just didn't know which one. But when I saw that I won, I can't say what I was thinking on TV. It was kind of just like, yeah, it was just that, like over and over and over and over again. It was really exciting. I can say that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then to have the whole day,
Yeah.
obviously because it's in the morning, had to
Yeah.
have the whole day to process that. I mean, can you take me through the rest of that day? And obviously, probably had to do media, drug testing, but then like, was it nice to just kind of soak it all in?
Yeah. So I got out of the pool probably around between 12 and 1 o'clock, I think. And yeah, just being able to go. I think all my roommates were back there. Keenan was back there. I hugged them all and called my girlfriend and my family, and we all just talked and everything. It was really exciting and sweet, and I was just glad I got to see them and then lay in bed and rest. So yeah.
Yeah, it has. Was that a surprise to you at all? Especially coming into 800. I mean, I know you're really good at distance swimming, but to have it be in the 800 just because it was first in the schedule, was that kind of like, wow, this is neat. I didn't really come in thinking that this would happen.
Yeah, I didn't come in thinking I was gonna medal. Because I think I was 12th coming into the meet, so I was really just trying to make it back to the finals. But then after how well I saw I did in the prelims, I realized that I could medal in this. I didn't think I was going to get the gold, but my goal changed to medaling. But then going into the last 50, I was like, crap, I'm so far behind. I don't even know if I'm going to get a medal here. But yeah, it was a big shock. I wasn't expecting it at all. And then just my coaches have worked so much with me over this whole journey and career. They put a lot of hard work into me. I'm just really blessed and grateful that they were able to go along with me in this whole process and see it pay out.
Did Nesty have any words of wisdom for you after the race?
He was tearing up a lot, and it nearly just like made me tear up, and we hugged. And yeah, it's just there's a lot of emotion going on, and just he's one of the best coaches in the world, and he's been there in 88, 92. He's seen it, he's done it, so he knows exactly what you're going through, and I'm just grateful to have him by my side, along with Coach Coach Fred, Coach Youngbluth, and Coach Zaranek, and even our new Coach Merzlock, and Coach Whitney back at home. So yeah, it was a really sweet moment between everyone.
Yeah. So, so headed into the 1500, you know, obviously feeling pretty good. You said you gained a lot of confidence. For some reason, I thought you were going to say I gained a lot of weight after the 800. I was like, oh no, but you gained a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
So you felt good heading into that 1500. So was your strategy the same? Because I mean, from the viewer's perspective, we were like, okay, Fink made the final, like he's gonna win, because if he stays with everyone, he's gonna bring it home again in the last 50. It's like no contest. What did you think about that heading in?
It did become my strategy. It was just to stay with the guys as well as I could, and try and out sprint them at the finish. Definitely just because of the confidence boost I had with finishing speed after the 800. So I knew if I was with them, I had a pretty good shot, and I just tried to do my best to stay with all three of those guys, and just try and outkick them in the last 50.
What, as opposed to the 800, when I think like Greg was in lane 7, and then there's kind of the pack of you in the middle. Was it nice knowing it's just like all of you in a line?
That was good, because Greg went out a little faster than us this time, so I was able to like clearly see him. And then when he stopped like gaining ground on us, and we started gaining ground on him, it was just fun. Just having all four. I looked up to those three guys ever since 2016 when I saw Polchinari win, and then 2017 when Romanchuk and Polchinari were both there, and then in 2019 when Wellbrock won.
Yeah.
So I've looked up to those guys, and I'm glad to kind of be a part of it now. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to more racing with them in the future. I think it will be fun.
Were you able to, converse with them, exchange words with them at all? Just again, because they're all in Europe, it's not like you get a ton of racing opportunities with them.
Yeah. So after the race, Wellbrock was talking about open water with me. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing open water. That's a hard turnaround. That's a hard schedule to do. So, and they did pretty good. So hats off to them. But you probably won't be seeing me do open water anytime soon.
I'm sure he was trying to get you to do it. He's like, dude, come on, you'll do great. And then as he just crushes the entire field, and like takes gold by multiple seconds. That's pretty funny. Have you done open water before?
Last time was when I was 15.
That will be the last time.
Bad at it or anything, but I like the pool. I like the pool more. If I do it, it'll probably be for fun. I'll probably just show up in nationals and just try and have fun with Kieran, because Kieran loves doing open water too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever take it seriously. It's just like a side thing to do.
Yeah, I don't get it. I think it's insane.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you if I swim in open water, I get freaked out because I can't see the bottom. Are you?
Yeah, that's exactly it. If I don't see the bottom, I don't want to get in.
Yeah,
that's final.
That's final. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you take gold in the 1500 again. Can you take me through those last 24 to 48 hours in Tokyo, and again just trying to process double gold at your first Olympics?
Yeah, so immediately after the 1500, Nesty had my sisters on the phone, and he just like threw me his phone, and I was talking to them for a little bit, And then I tried to get dressed in time to watch the 4x1. That was pretty cool. I got to watch it on the side of the pool instead of being like up in the stands. I just like went by the little podium entrance area, and then I like stood on the side of the pool with Lindsay Mintanko, and we got to watch it. And it was really exciting watching him break the world record. That's a crazy world record to break.
No
So
kidding.
that was really exciting. And then after that, I just had media for the whole rest of the day. I don't think I got back until 10 or 11 or so. I'm not fully sure. It was one of those two times. And then, we were just talking and having fun, playing games with everyone else. We had to keep it like low key, obviously, because of COVID and everything. So we were just talking, having fun with each other, and yeah, tried to get some sleep that night. Didn't really happen. Maybe slept for an hour or two. I'm not fully sure on that one. And then we got on the plane the next day. I got the ride first class for the first time, which was really exciting. Full beds and everything. That was fun.
Wow.
That was a highlight of the trip for me. First class on the plane, 12 and a half hour flight. Yeah.
That seems nice. You have full bed?
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Did you get that because you won a gold medal?
No. Everyone got it. Everyone got it. But I
Okay.
don't even care. First class. That's my first time. That was exciting.
Yeah, I've never been in first class. It sounds great.
Yeah.
That's
you
awesome.
USA Swimming treated us well. Treated us well. They were good. They were really good to us.
Nice. That's great. So you get back. Obviously you've gotten to go to your club team, gotten to go to a club meet and see some kids. But how has the last week or two been? Just with letting everything, that whole experience of trials, experience of the games kind of sink in.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I went to my mom's work the what's today? Today, yeah, last week. I went to her work last week and saw all the teachers and everything. And then the next later that night, I went to the pool and saw my club coach and all my friends. And there was the ISCA meet going on, so I saw a whole bunch of people. Got to take a lot of pictures, which was it was a lot of fun. And next day, and the days are so lost in my head, but this last night I went to my high school's pool and saw my high school's coach and a coach who coached me when I was like 6 or so. So I got to show them the medals and my high school's team the medals, and it was just I've just been having so much fun just seeing everyone again and celebrating with them and just thanking them for all the support they've given me throughout these 15 or 16 years.
Yeah. And then we talked about this little off camera. You head back to school about a week and a half. Do you feel ready to just kind of turn the page, go move on to the next thing, or do you think you will in a week or 10 days or so?
Yeah, I believe I'll be ready. I trust Nesty and everything he's done for us. And as I said before, he's been there, he's been through it. And I'm pretty fortunate enough to have Lochte over there, Caeleb over there. They've done this before, so they'll help Kieran and I through this process of like transitioning and everything. So I'm not worried about anything at all. I'm just gonna go with the flow and trust everyone around me to just help me get through stuff if anything happens.
Are you a little bummed that you were so close to the American record in the 1500?
Honestly, no, not at all. I honestly don't care about the times at all. It was just all about trying to get my hand on the wall at that point. um, but I'll just have to wait. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Did you have time goals coming into this summer at all?
No, no. It was all about just making a team and just doing my best and having fun. Really.
It's a good goal.
Yeah.
It obviously paid off. So what's up? What are you thinking about this college season? Are you going to go 13 minutes in the mile?
Oh man, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. That's a hard one to do. That's like, oh shoot, I just hit myself. That what pace is that? Like 51 flat, 415 each 500, and then a 150 sprint. That's a hard one to do, man. That's a hard one. Well, I'm not gonna shut it out. It's definitely something I've been thinking about, but I think it'd be pretty cool if I don't end up doing it. It's gonna be done soon. So there's a lot of kids coming up.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had to throw that one in there.
No,
I'm just teasing you, Bobby. But I'm glad to know it's on your mind.
yeah, it's something I've thought about.
Yeah. Well, Bobby, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down and chat. It's always great to catch up with you. And again, congrats on a great summer.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any parting thoughts for our audience before we sign off today?
Just thank you for the support. It's been a lot of fun. Those 250s were a lot of fun to swim. So yeah, thank you.
Those 250s.
Yeah, that was a joke from Kieran on my Instagram page. He just probably one of the best comments I've ever seen. He was like, "Good job on your 250s this past Olympics," and yeah, it was a good laugh.
You've been listening to the SwimSwam podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week. You can take SwimSwam podcast on the go by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Look for links in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos as well.